And I know you're working with another big star. He's a stunt master himself, Tom Cruise.
Ana de Armas has remained.
It always starts with a photograph. July, Mallorca. A rented yacht. Ana de Armas leans over the rail to kiss Manuel Moreto Cruz, stepson advisor to Cuba's president, while a telephoto lens drinks in every pixel. 24 hours later, the image detonates online, and 500,000 exiled Cubans ask the same question. How does a girl who fled the island end up cuddling the regime? Ana never answers. She posts a sunset instead. Ana de Armas grows up in a protected Havana enclave, where power outages are normal but her family's party privileges aren't. At 14, she memorizes Titanic on a neighbor's VHS and decides movies are the only way out of the island's suffocating script. A scholarship to Spain's National Theatre School opens the first exit door. Within 2 years, she's married an older Spanish actor, learns the red carpet smile, and realizes wedlock is just another cage. She files for divorce, sells the ring, and buys a one-way ticket to Los Angeles. Hollywood greets her with bit parts and 5-minute auditions that end after Lovely But Can You Lose the Accent? The breakthrough arrives in 2015's Knock Knock, followed by Blade Runner 2049, yet neither film headlines her until paparazzi catch her pandemic-era romance with Ben Affleck. Daily latte walks become the public's quarantine soap opera. The glare thrills studio execs but leaves Ana panicked, convinced the city devours privacy as fast as it prints billboards. She sells her West Hollywood bungalow and escapes to New York's anonymity. The silence doesn't last. A dinner invitation in London from Tom Cruise shifts her orbit again. He's charming, intense, and promises her the lead in a $300 million submarine epic titled Deeper. Cruise's courting arrives in stages, first orchids, then vintage first editions, finally a helicopter lesson where he hands her the controls over the Thames. Their undefined relationship rockets her back onto tabloid front pages. But while Cruise whispers about box office immortality, Ana's social feeds reveal sharper edges. She likes a meme mocking Nicole Kidman's cosmetic work, an unforced swipe at the woman many still call Cruise's one true love. Fans clock the pettiness. Bloggers label Ana insecure in the shadow of an icon. That insecurity has layers. Months earlier, she had surfaced on Spanish gossip sites kissing Manuel Hernandez, stepson and senior advisor to Cuban President Miguel Díaz-Canel. Photos show them sipping rum at Varadero and slipping past VIP checkpoints during Havana's film festival. Exile communities howl. How can a Cuban-born starlet date the face of a regime that jails poets and rations bread? Ana stays silent, but the backlash detonates when dissident reporters confront the couple at a seaside restaurant. Hernandez deflects. Ana snaps, cursing the journalist, mocking his claims that Cuban children go hungry. Cell phone footage spreads in Miami like wildfire. Overnight, Ana is no longer the refugee success story. She's the girl who left and then kissed the jailer's heir. Complicating matters is her own family's pain. Her older brother Javier Caso, photographer turned activist, was arrested during the 2020 island-wide protests after posting Libertad on Facebook. He served weeks in an interrogation compound before U.S. pressure won him a one-way exile visa. Javier now curates dissident photo exhibits in Brooklyn. Ana seldom speaks of him publicly, but her refusal to condemn Havana angers him and the exile press. When a Univision host asks about Cuba's political prisoners, Ana pivots to art transcending borders. The dodge lands poorly. By summer, 3 storms converge. Cruise's demands for a bloated, deeper budget, Hollywood's whispers that Ana is a liability, and grassroots Cuban activist calling her a regime apologist. The woman who once fled scrutiny now finds it attached like a spotlight she can't dim. Yet beneath the PR turbulence, another current is moving. A secret correspondence with Maya Hernandez, a Havana film student desperate to screen Puentes, Ana's banned 2013 indie about families divided by the Florida Strait. Maya's emails speak of clandestine projectors, USB sticks, and the risk of midnight knockups by state security. Ana hesitates. Lending the master file could endanger lives, but refusing feels like betrayal of the girl she used to be. Her reply, El arte es un puente, no una puerta cerrada, delivers the film and unknowingly sets the fuse that will detonate her carefully balanced double life. 2 months later, a Dawn email tagged M lands in Ana's encrypted inbox. A 20-second phone video. Grainy footage shows a basement in Havana, college kids watching Puentes on a bedsheet. Boots pound above. Someone whispers, "Ya vienen, they're coming." The camera dives. The final image is Maya shoving a flash drive into her sock as the door bursts. Maya disappears. News hits Anna like an undertow. Hollywood cares only about her next box office play with Cruz, but her mind loops Maya's last frame. Javier urges public denunciation of the regime. Crisis lawyers advise silence. Anna chooses a third path. Mobilize the secret freedom fund she and Javier established after his arrest. Its donors, tech heirs, Latin rock stars, 2 anonymous Oscar winners, have been financing legal aid for Cuban detainees, but the system moves at glacial speed. Anna demands acceleration. The board balks. Prisoner exchanges take foggy diplomacy, not star-studded outrage. She overrules them. We built a bridge, not a waiting room. Within 48 hours she's on a Madrid-bound red-eye, carrying a fresh DCP of Puentes and her Venice Golden Lion trophy wrapped in bubble wrap symbol and shield. The plan: coordinate simultaneous guerrilla screenings in 7 Cuban cities, livestream a rooftop address demanding Maya's release, flood social media before the regime can cut internet access. It's half cinema, half uprising, and totally illegal. Javier remains stateside to rattle the press. Anna will slip back onto Cuban soil for the broadcast. Network nodes engage. Seminary basements, clandestine radio hams, retired librarians with pirated Starlink rigs. On the designated night a tropical storm lashes Havana, but at 21 Harrod projectors flicker to life. Onto sugar mill walls, university columns, even a parked cargo truck's tarpaulin. In the film's final minute, feeds switch to Anna, live from a crumbling roof. Hair plastered with rain, she speaks of silent siblings, jailed storytellers, bridges stronger than borders. Cage a songbird, she says, and the song travels through the bars. 10 million phones echo the phrase before state censors throttle bandwidth. Security forces react with predictable fury, rounding up activists, smashing routers, but they're hours too late. #Jam Puentes Libres trends worldwide. UN reporters demand access. Amnesty issues an emergency brief, and CNN splices rooftop footage with state TV's awkward denials. The regime scrambles for optics, staging a youth dialogue at the same university wall they whitewashed. Hollywood reels differently. A leaked Universal memo shows execs pitching Maya the movie, without consent, prompting backlash so severe investors pull out overnight. The studio fires its VP of global content. Variety quotes unnamed sources calling Anna radioactive, but in a good way. Cruz's camp worries deeper insurers will cancel if she's detained abroad. He sends a private jet to the Caribbean. She ignores it, hiking through mangroves to a fishing skiff that ferries her off the island at dawn. 12 days of diplomatic pressure crack Havana's stance. Maya and 9 others walk free, televised as re-educated citizens. Maya's first words: "Una historia nos salvó," a story saved us. Anna meets her in Madrid. Cameras capture their embrace, and the image vaults into global front pages. Activists hail Anna as the celebrity who finally used fame for Cuban voices, while state media brands her a foreign agent. Anna returns to New York to find the Golden Lion chipped from travel. She leaves the dent, evidence the trophy has done more than sit on a shelf. The bridge she risked is now walked by thousands, sharing Puentes on beat-up laptops. Yet victory feels fragile. New detainees replace freed ones, and the regime's propaganda machine smears Maya daily. Anna drafts a sequel outline, vowing to keep the spotlight glaring until no basement projector is needed to show a story about freedom. Freedom Fund donations spike after the rooftop speech, but so do threats. Cuban state hackers leak Anna's private emails, twisting lines to paint her as CIA-backed. Troll farms flood social media with doctored clips of her cursing journalists, igniting hypocrita trends. In Universal sues her for breach of moral turpitude clauses tied to Deeper's postponed schedule, alleging her activism endangered a $300 million asset. Cruz stays silent. Industry gossip claims the Church of Scientology urged him to distance the brand. Anna responds with an op-ed in The Atlantic titled "When Silence Feeds a Prison." She discloses her brother's torture, calls Hollywood complicit for prioritizing opening weekend profits over basic rights, and announces she's placing her sequel in the public domain so no studio can dilute its message. Within a week, indie filmmakers remix Puentes footage into music videos, VR exhibits, even a guerrilla fashion show on Miami's Calle Ocho. Culture multiplies faster than censorship. The lawsuit lingers until Discovery reveals Universal's Cuba division funneled location fees to a shell company owned by Hernandez's cousin. Facing scandal, the studio offers a quiet settlement, drop claims, pay Anna's legal costs, fund a humanitarian grant. She accepts only the grant, redirecting it to Maya's nascent Media Freedom Collective. Meanwhile, Javier curates a New York exhibition titled Bars and Bridges, featuring inmate art smuggled from Cuban prison. Opening night draws diplomats, rappers and the very Hollywood producers who once ghosted Anna. She gives each attendee a USB bracelet preloaded with puentes, urging them to screen it anywhere a wall can become a canvas. The exhibition goes viral again when Beyoncé reposts a mural projection in Atlanta, captioned Puentes para Todos. That single share energizes a new wave of street screenings from Lagos to La Paz. The Cuban regime, exhausted by worldwide scrutiny and its own economic tailspin, quietly eases exit visas for political artists, hoping to bleed dissent outward. In New York, Anna finally meets Nicole Kidman at a gala both had tried to avoid. Rumors of old insecurities surface. Instead, Anna apologizes for the meme like a confession in reverse. Kidman laughs, quotes Oscar Wilde, "Every saint has a past, every sinner a future." The tabloids spin it into catharsis. Anna simply files it under Bridges' bill. Late summer, Maya flies to Brooklyn to record narration for Puentes. In the studio booth, Anna watches her speak a line that once froze on that basement sheet. "I am not free because you allowed it. I am free because I claimed it." Tears slip, but the take is perfect. The sequel premieres not at Cannes but simultaneously on YouTube, Telegram and hacked Cuban state TV for 13 glorious minutes before censors yanked the signal. The view count hits 30 million in 48 hours. Translation volunteers add 20 languages. Hollywood directors call her agent again, pitching big-budget revolutions. Anna declines, citing a new project, a fellowship placing lightweight Pico projectors in blackout regions. She names it Maya Lion. One crisp Manhattan morning she revisits the cracked floorboard where her damaged lion still lies embedded. Instead of repairing it, she outlines the next film atop the scarred wood. No parts, no acts, just a continuous thread titled Coro. It begins with a single voice in a locked cell, and ends with thousands singing the same song in the open air. How they get from cell to sky is still blank space, but Anna smiles. She's learned blank space is a promise, not a problem. After all, bridges are built over gaps, and every gap is an invitation to rise. She closes the notebook, pockets a new USB, and steps into the street where autumn sun slants like a projector beam across the city's glass facades. Somewhere, another basement waits for light. She plans to find it one rooftop, one portable screen, one story at a time until the day no regime can arrest a narrative and no actress needs to borrow power from dictators or cults or megastars to be heard. On that day she decides, the lion can finally be polished, but she'll probably leave the dent as proof that even gold learns to bend when the bridge it guards is strong enough to carry everyone across.